Alright, good day and welcome back to Throwback Thursday. Needs the choke. There we go. Okay, Bear, see you later. Thank you to my subscribers and all my new subscribers for tuning in to Throwback Thursday. I really appreciate all of your comments and your likes, so don't forget to add some comments and some likes. 2018 was an incredible touring year for me. Firstly, I did the Berg, Bush and Baobab tour in March 2018. Nice clouds. And after the Berg, Bush and Baobab tour, I headed out to the Barberton tour. And then from the 4th to the 8th of August 2018, I headed out again into some known but mostly unknown parts of South Africa. I was going to call this tour the Compass Tour. Ride with me. Let's go. It was going to be a truly special tour again, with a couple of lovely places that I want to explore and discover. Right, let's head to our first location of the Compass Tour. Beautiful. Very pretty, boss, very pretty. Perfect, right over here. Nice. Lovely spot. Yeah, so as mentioned on the bike, welcome back to Throwback Thursday. The journey to my base location would take me from Gauteng into Mpumalanga and then to the border with Limpopo. No passport was required. A decent 500 kilometers in the saddle on day one to get there. The route would take me through the incredible Albert Erasmus Pass again. It was just as awesome as I had remembered it last. Majestic mountains surrounded the area close to the campsite. It was going to be an incredible base from which to travel in all compass directions. Four memorable nights would be spent at the Swadini Spa, a campsite of incredible beauty. All the necessary amenities were available right there. What a pleasure. It is also extremely close to the Blyde River Dam. For the regular South African tourist, this experience of the Blyde River Canyon is from the bottom and not from the usual tourist viewpoint above. Overlooking the three rondavels. A rather stunning location in itself. The views from the dam at the bottom is more majestic and memorable. That is for sure. This video is about the third day of the tour. A tour that would leave my head in the clouds, literally. More about that later. I had seen and read about an abandoned radar station on the plateau of Maripskop. The mountain is also known as Marepe or Maripekop. It has a long history in South Africa. The reason for my excursion up Maripskop was to find the old radar station that was situated on the mountain plateau. The masts were clearly visible from my campsite. I had a mission to accomplish. The early morning of the third day would see me wake up to animals wandering around the campsite. An incredible start to the day, no doubt about that. I left the campsite on my mission. A blanket of cloud had covered the mountain plateau that I was heading towards. It was still early and the sun was probably going to burn it off. I headed to my first stop. Had I found another exotic location in South Africa? Timbuktu. Just a restaurant? Not quite a town or location? Oh well, I've always wanted to go to Timbuktu. A place like Putsonderwater, a location that you just had to get to. A dirt road just after Klasery would take me on the route to the mountain. A short joust with a cow along the route would see me win this round. As I reached the sign indicating the picnic site of Maripskop, I noticed that the sun was struggling to burn off the cloud a bit. I was still to head up the mountain road, to the top. It was tough going. Mist is worse than mud, I was convinced. I could hardly see the road ahead. I did not know what damage I was going to do to the camera on top of my helmet. I eventually stopped to remove and dry the camera. Mist was all around me with no indication of it clearing. The sights where you could see were stunning. A lovely forest was situated on the left-hand side of the road. The summit had me with my head above the clouds. Literally. The views were incredible, to say the least. An ocean of clouds beneath me. I had made it in one piece and was thankful for that. I spent a good few hours on the summit, taking in the views all around me. I could see by the rock formations on top of the mountain where the boulders may have been found to protect the summit in the War of 1864. They were stunning. It reminded me of the rocks at Kaapse Hoop. I adventured the plateau for a good while. I found the radar station, Maripskop Topo Station. I went into a few buildings, completely deserted and completely stripped. I had crossed Maripskop off my list of places to visit. I was very, very satisfied. My head was well and truly above the clouds. Now it was the way down. First the concrete roadway, and then the gravel sections. I learned a very important lesson that day about riding steep downhills. Use the engine braking of the bike and not the rear brake. The rear brake completely failed on the way down the mountain. The hairpin bends were many and the descent was steep. I eventually made it through the blanket of mist to the valley below. It was a challenge that I had endured and accomplished. It was still not going to be the end of the day. A few more stops were enjoyed along the day's route. This included Graskop, with a very interesting pub that unfortunately was closed, but I couldn't have a beer anyway. Had some interesting signs and I really had a good chuckle at that. From Graskop, I headed to Pilgrim's Rest, where I had a lovely meal. I then ventured northwards back to the campsite via the deserted town of Vaalhoek. It was rather creepy. From there, it was the Casper's Neck Pass, which had a rather strange penguin-type gnome along the route. I have a theory about the gnome, but I will keep that to myself. It was then back to the campsite along the majestic Albert Erasmus Pass again. The food was bought, the fire was lit, the meat was tanned, a few ice-cold ones were enjoyed. Another incredible and memorable day in the saddle. I hope that you've enjoyed this adventure with me. I still have many adventures to share. Have a lovely day. Cheers. Bye. But yeah, let's go. Let's head back. The tractor. Hello, the bear. Let's go, the bear. Let's go, the bear. The bear. Hello, big dog. Hello, hello. Hello, my puppy.